Welcome back to my YouTube chat. My name is Inazak and this is my YouTube channel. So guys, I just want to take this opportunity to welcome you back to my channel. And the main topic of discussion today is about demystifying all the naysayers, lies that we've already been treated to on this YouTube street. You know, IAM-MARWA and Mr. CECIL clarify that almost most of the things that the naysayers are saying, majority of them is dumbfounded. Sometimes you better take time and take things from them or from IAM-MARWA himself, rather than believing other kinds of village rats with the informations that are not well intended, but it's mainly to paint a negative reputation on IAM-MARWA, and that is the game and the plan. Well, Mr. CECIL and IAM-MARWA later were in a call, something that I describe as a bromance that really sent the naysayers and also its Gintu into frenzy. I had addressed the issue of Gintu yesterday, but today I just want to look at the naysayers, how all of them went to frenzy, and they were confused, and immediately they were so bitter and decided to talk bad and refer Jamaican uncle, or rather Mr. CECIL, or trench town boy, very derogatory kind of names. But we know them, that's how they behave, because their main intention of heaping praises to Mr. CECIL when Mr. CECIL was in Nyambohanze, to their main intention of Mr. CECIL coming out to deconstruct them, has really sent them into frenzy, and now they're coming for Mr. CECIL. Others are not happy. So guys, if you want to know more of this kind of story, I plead with you, just you stay on course, because watch this space. So if you're coming across this channel and this video for the very first time, kindly click at the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, YouTube shall notify you instantly. My loyal subscriber, may God bless you abundantly. So let's dive in straight away. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Once again, my name is Inazak, so let's dive in straight away. So guys, IAM-MARWA said that he's far in Argentina, a completely 8 hours different with African time, Moso Kenya to be specific, in Nyambohanze. That some things do happen in Nyambohanze will reach him the following day. So some of it, he learns it so late and is not privy to firstly, as in Kenya, Africa, Nyambohanze, to be specific. He addressed of the issue so painfully about people abusing the mom and all the debacles left and right that happened with Mr. CECIL when he was in the village. So this is the main core and the main discourse that we want to discuss. Perhaps, I believe, let's give them time and we watch this video keenly, because I'm going to put everything into perspective and how this was intended to impact the naysayers in a very kind of a negative way, a way that's not pleasing, that really sent them to frenzy.
I speak to you every single day since I left the villa.
Yes, guys, for those who are doubting, I don't know, Mr. CECIL, I will always tell you, it's good to take information from us, you know, directly. If Maro didn't say something, please don't assume I said something, or don't assume I'm feeling what you're feeling on the other side. Because I've seen a notion where people try to make assumptions of stuff that I honestly even have no idea what they are talking about, you know. For example, now they are saying I chased Mr. CECIL. I was so far away from Nyambohanze. And remember, we have an 8-hour difference. Sometimes when I wake up, things have happened there that I have no idea how they happened. So sometimes I'm just a viewer, just like you. So me and Mr. CECIL, we are very good friends, and we will remain to be friends. And not just Mr. CECIL, even with the wife, we talk. So Mr. CECIL is a grown man. Yeah, actually, with a lot of respect, he's like my dad. He can decide to do whatever he wants. I want to make that clear. I am not controlling anyone. I am not trying to say you have to be like this, like that. He can decide to do whatever he wants as a human being. Even me, I can decide to do whatever I want because he knows as a grown person, there are always consequences of actions. So, and that is calling it responsibility of actions, you know. So he can decide to do whatever he wants. Me, I have nothing to do with that. But I am a friend and a very good friend, and I support Mr. Cecil. And if you're watching this video, I will still ask you to subscribe to his YouTube channel. The only thing I can say is some people are trying to use my name, my visitors, everywhere just to make money. But me, I'm still saying, the day someone will go to prison, I hope they will not say, Marwa, you put an innocent man in prison. I hope they will not say that. I just hope. I just hope.
And they will say.
And maybe that will be the.
They will say, but you know, Marwa, I can't understand the logics behind their behavior. For example,
yes.
I have this. I told you before that I have this physician. Our daughter is also a physician, and she wanted to sponsor 2 kids, and her daughter sponsor 1. My niece promised that she would sponsor 1 too. So I mean, that was like about 4. And you know, should the health fair go on as scheduled? By then, we should have about at least 8 to 10 kids going to school. Are you going to throw all of that down the drain because you don't have kids or you don't want your kids?
No, Mr. Cecil. The thing is, maybe someone. I just have to be careful who I'm helping, and in this case, I will be selective. Probably we have children's home. We have children's home next door. We can go there, pick a kid who has no parents, and still that's a kid. It doesn't have to come from the neighbor or from the village or from. No, it doesn't have to. Yes, we have a lot of needy kids, and they will be supported. And another thing I have to make sure is, personally, I don't receive money from anyone. Like, say somebody sending me money or to donate. The money that people do on YouTube, when they support there, that is a super chat. It's not Marwa's way of making money. That's part of
all the naysayers and lazy gang stories and still vexation that are not making sense are already been demystified. And it's time to pinpoint those kind of naysayers, what they were said, and how they've been demystified. You know, in this video, we're just going to look at or dwell at all the facts and all the false information that's already been demystified by Mr. Cecil and Marwa, because the lazy gang came up with theories and stories that are not making sense. And it's of their operative signature and blitz and glitz all the time. They always don't ask apology if they messed. All they do better is they will call you names after you come and say otherwise and you say the truth. And that's what actually did, and we'll reveal that one at the progression stages of this video. Number one, the lazy gang told us that Jamaican uncle was chased in the villa. They also said that, why not Kibe and Gake also were chased from the villa? Now you're hearing from the horse's mouth. Now, this is the kind of reaction that I told you people that I've been in touch and I've been calling people. Nobody was chased. Things just really happened so fast as it was planned. Coming to Africa to do any kind of philanthropic program, visiting IAM-MARWA place, who is also a very important focal point and contact point. And that's the reasons why he had to come to Nyabubanze, by the way. Then move to Masai Mara, back to Nairobi, then head back to United States. And we told the naysayers, nobody chased these people, stop believing them. Now, they've already been debunked big time. All they do now, they are calling Jamaican uncle. And they are calling Mr. Cecil, that's an old fool. All kind of sorts all kind of assortments of negative names and printables is now being tagged to Jamaican uncle. Number 2 was about the pinned comment. If you remember the video I did, it was so very fair enough because it encompasses all the vital quadruple kind of human nature or of occurrences, because no human being is perfect. I told you sometimes it could be a mistake. I told you sometimes he pinned it not knowing, or sometimes he pinned it, he will come back maybe and read it later. Or sometimes the person who is managing his channel could have pinned it. People said he pinned it, he knew what he did. And I really came up again and debunked with the current messages that he's been sending IAM-MARWA on his channel. Simply means to invalidate the pinned comment and simply show that he wasn't aware of the information, or he was mistakenly, or somebody was managing the child might have also mistaken to pin it over there. That's the story clashed. But the lazy gang has got their own meaning, has got their own assertion that they want to believe in it. And with us, Team Positive, we also protect the right of thinking, including thinking hard, that however gets debunked at the end of everything. You know, that's how liberal we are, because freedom of expression, however much it has got limitation as well, but we also protect that freedom of thinking hard but foolishly. We also have to protect it because it is so hard to be so foolish. And there is also a merit in being foolish, because you also don't have to waste a lot of time thinking critically, bringing up your point. It's just bring the camera, I say what I have to say to save your time, which is, however, so horrible and so difficult, and at the end can lead you into a consequential kind of an ending. There was this issue also they addressed, that IAM-MARWA is controlling people, IAM-MARWA is controlling Mr. CECIL. IAM-MARWA ain't a control freak. In fact, the issue they dropped is like, IAM-MARWA is dictating, IAM-MARWA want everybody not to mingle with us. No, friend. Oh, IAM-MARWA was not happy when he went and it says Mr. CECIL went and meet Gintu. No. You've just heard IAM-MARWA telling Mr. CECIL that you are a grown-up, you know what is good, know what is bad. You are a grown-up, I can't control you. Are you there? To do this, to do that, and stop doing this. Trenchtown boy or Mr. CECIL has got all the ooms and got all the intellects that he can actually discern what is good, what is bad. It does not have to come IAM-MARWA. And IAM-MARWA has set him free. Do whatever you want. But bearing in the consequence sometimes also might be so dire, because Jamaican uncle as well and Mr. CECIL are just left the villages, though they have a lot of activity that they go to do elsewhere, but it was precipitated by the negativity around because they couldn't bear. So those are the consequences that IAM-MARWA is talking about. We call this the responsibility of your action. If you did sociology, if you did actuarial science, if you did also business administration, there's a unit called OBT, the Organization Theory and Behavior. It comes with a lot of the responsibility. For those who went to school, you can remember such kind of things, because this is a discourse of the intellect, a discourse of those who will never descend on any other human being manhood when they're told the truth. But for those who can decipher small things which have an ending grotesque and enormous impact on other people's lives, so indelible and so important. So that is it. So they came clear to let you know that IAM-MARWA is not a control freak. For those who were happy, the listening were happy, oh, now this relationship has been ruined, IAM-MARWA has been left alone. They are left with an egg with a sponged smell on their face and on their faces. Now they have resorted to abuse and insults, which is so not well. And what is I love about all this, it was awesome. Thought that they had to come clear so that they clear all the naysayers and say things that no, we are together, we are fine. Are you there? And also I'm so happy for Amara to take it on internet and apologize to the Jamaican fraternity and also Mr. Cecil of what really transpired, because Mr. Cecil was waiting IAM-MARWA in the villa. Then other negativity and negative things, because it's Gintu decided to insult. The naysayers started to insult IAM-MARWA, the father, the mother, and the guest. You've seen where Jamaican uncles are being referred as a fool. You've seen where Mr. Cecil is being referred as an old fool and as a puppet and a puppy. So this is the reasons why IAM-MARWA was coming. I apologize because of the behavior of the people of my community. Because coming to visit me, I subjected you to this kind of ridicule. Not because you did so bad thing, but because you associate with another factor, of which will mark the next topic of ours in the due course. I think the children in the village, should just be left alone. And the orphanage is the best way to go. Because you see, you try to help and cause a change within the village. There are other people, and more so they're using the Korean community and the Korean people to oppose to such a kind of development. So the best thing that could have happened is like put your all focus to orphanages, because orphanages also their kids who are too much vulnerable. They don't even have a parent. But in the village, others are seeing the dad and the mom. However, they need this help, but there's some kind of bad spirit who don't want the kids to be helped. And I will produce them at the next topic. You know? The whole thing is like the program is Gintu now is being used as a source of life fabrication and life manufacturing, mainly to cause consternation and cause anger, because majority of people are complaining. And I believe no sooner or later something big is going to happen in Nyamwezi. And on this second topic, we just want to look at the package, the bail package meant for charity that was brought by Mr. Cecil, which however has been reduced to the center of gossip, and IAM-MARWA has been accused with the family of hoarding such kind of things. Again, it was clarified that nobody hoarded even a little bit of it. So the package itself, yes, the package itself is not a garbage as being referred by JT Podcast. JT Podcast is referring to the whole package for charity meant for vulnerable children and vulnerable people in the Korean community, in the social community, as a garbage. So that's how they even belittle people. They see people. Are you there? Did you hear him calling the package? I think perhaps in this video, listen keenly, watch keenly, and you will get to know and understand that is calling the goods that has been donated with people willingly as a garbage. Then you'll get to know that these people, the quality of hatred they have for IAM-MARWA and IAM-MARWA visitors, even to their own villagers, it's really sick.
A long distance, over 1,100 miles. 1,100 miles to ship it. The money to ship it is more than some people make in Kenya in maybe 2 years or a year.
Now listen to that man.
Because you shared with me a crazy amount of money.
Yes,
you could easily buy several motorbikes. Yeah, you should. Okay. You could easily have bought several new motorbikes.
And when you get a chance, you can conference with Dr. Kibi and Gaki, because they were there when shipment came, and I had to pay money again to go pick it up from Migori. and they wanted more money again to unload it. Okay? So it's not any riffraff anything. Most of the things are new. All right? So you take your time and do whatever you choose to do with it. Nobody can say Nobody can say you hoard anything or you stole anything, because actually it's handed over to you. All right?
It's okay, Mr. Cecil. It's good you're making this clear, because, you know, some people...
If there is anybody I will call, with all due respect, a puppet, then this old man is proving to me something different. So if it was Maro who was supposed to come and distribute the package or garbage, I don't know how to call it, that shipment, then was the whole point of looking for Gintu? Gintu was busy doing his bush videos from the banana plantation. These men went looking for him. They had a sit and talk meetup. They talked on how to distribute this and how he needed him to help him in his platform. Now, because Maro wouldn't come ranting for him, they have to divert this thing to look like he didn't even intend to do that. So Maro have the mandate to decide where this thing will go. It was handed to him, and blah 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 blah. Man, this is crazy. This man can burn the village. Oh no, he kept claiming he want to make he want to bring unity. I don't see it. Kung Fu, what do you see this?
I see this man as an old fool. And I have to ask the question, why in the hell are you even in Kenya? Don't tell me it's, you know, something from the past or anything like that, or I'm trying to get back to my roots. This has nothing to do with that. Why are you even in Kenya? Why are you in Africa? What is it? What is your real intentions? Why are you going there? Because one thing I know for sure is he went there because of Marwa. Marwa is not a reason, to be honest with you, a positive reason to go to Africa for anything. Let me ask you this. You've been to the compound. We've seen quite a few of your videos, right? You're born and raised in Africa, Kenya to be specific. Let me ask you, going to that compound, knowing it's Marwa's compound, and seeing all the visitors that were there, if I had to ask you this question, please give me an answer that it would have to make sense. It would have to make sense. Why would a visitor, a foreigner, come to Africa? Okay, that's the real question. But why would he or she come to Africa, to that compound, to visit Marwa? Is Marwa and that compound a reason to visit Africa? I think that's the real question I want to ask. Is that Africa?
That's Nyabuhansi.
So Nyabuhansi's got villas all over the place.
Nyabuhansi is a special thing. Nyabuhansi is a special thing. Now we want showers for kids.
No, but I'm being for real though. Is Marwa and that compound a reason to come to Africa for?
I don't know how to put it, but
okay. Let me ask you this way: is Marwa and that compound in particular, does that represent Africa?
That is how they trying to make it, but I think anyone visiting Africa with something like with an intention of visiting, whether he is around the compound or not, they should. But now if they make it look like when Maro is in the village, that is now visiting Africa, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay, so Marwa is not a considering factor for anybody to ever come to Africa for any reason. He's not a considering factor. Whether if it's for business or for pleasure, he should not be considered a factor of why somebody would come to Africa, nor his compound.
That is the video, but there are certain particular
That's what I'm trying to say.
that I want to inject other issues so that you people can decipher it and understand it so well. You can assimilate it, because I need to break it down. So the package we are talking here in is for Mr. Cecil and his friend, and he used his money to ship it. And the lazy gang has got no audacity to claim the package, because the package is not there. They never use any dime. They never earned it. So IAM-MARWA has earned because of the factor and the brand, because of the philanthropic nature of IAM-MARWA, because there's something that Mr. Cecil and people saw from IAM-MARWA. That's why they get it right down in IAM-MARWA. And these are the things that are so negative. So IAM-MARWA was supposed to distribute it. And it is very right for Mr. Cecil to choose wherever he wants to distribute this package. The issue of Gintu, let me put it, because JT is saying that Jamaican Trench Boy Town is a liar. I haven't seen where this guy lied. Perhaps you are there to listen with your own things, and you connotate it differently, twisting it that are not making sense big time. So let me tell you what he meant. When Mr. Cecil met Gintu, he met Gintu on only two parameters. One, he wanted Gintu to cease fire, because there is a very important event that he wants to do in the community, so that the whole community gets a positive vibe from all these kind of philanthropic programs. It never happened, because Gintu later came in there with a blitz of accusatory kind of information that were not well sitting with Mr. Cecil. Number two, he wanted to help Gintu, because Gintu is on the ground. Having watched Gintu, he saw Gintu was doing a noble kind of a project of providing the sanitary needs, more so the sanitary towels, to the less unfortunate, and more so, in this case, to the ladies. So this is the thing that he was referring to Gintu, that I can help you on your platform, so long as you're helping me, which means how are you helping him? You'll be helping Mr. Cecil by what? By amending. Stop commenting negatively about your villagers. That what we are having here, we need everybody, but not you to split. That one little Jamaican had no intention of welcoming Gintu onto these packages to help him distribute. He would have distributed it when he was there. So he entrusted all these packages with the IAM-MARWA to go and distribute it in wherever way he can, so long as it is helping the community. So there is nowhere he lied. If that one warrants the Trench Boy Town, Mr. said, to be called an old fool with the Kunku Fanta, and you're calling him a puppy or a puppet, because he decided to partner with IAM-MARWA in distribution all the packages that belongs to him and with his friend, and therefore you sing bad and you feel so jealousy. Therefore, who unto you? Go take a razor blade and you swallow. I think that one will kill all the jealousy, or will dissipate all the jealousy in you. I think that's the best way. He wanted to help Gintu in his platform, but Gintu really failed big time. So you're talking of unity, that the assassin is the one who are causing all the disunity. No, he found the disunity is already apparent. Are you there? The people of JT Podcast and all the naysayers, you are the people who are causing the mayhem and disunity in the country, which means the unity in you with the Nyamanze people is the absence of Marwa. What you call the unity and the positive vibe is in isolation of IAM-MARWA, which means if IAM-MARWA is not in the bigger picture, therefore there is unity. No, it cannot be true. These visitors are in Nyamanze, courtesy of IAM-MARWA. These visitors are in Africa, courtesy of IAM-MARWA. Therefore, your connotations are twisted and negatively skewed just to pursue or in pursuit of a negative vexations. And you want to feed them to a gullible audience. They are not making sense big time, you know. And it confirms a quality hatred towards IAM-MARWA being exhibited by the Kunku Fanta. You know, the Kunku Fanta is now asking, what is the essence of all these visitors traveling to Nyabohanse? Is Nyabohanse a representative of Africa, or IAM-MARWA is a representative of Africa? So when he came up and juxtaposed it, that IAM-MARWA is not the best example to represent Africa, it really gives me other things, that there are other African top YouTubers that sees IAM-MARWA as a threat, that see IAM-MARWA as icon and want to extinguish the burning spear or the burning fire that is so blazing and glitting IAM-MARWA popularity and IAM-MARWA fame. So this is the threat over here. I know the particular person that the lazy gang really want what is happening to IAM-MARWA to be directed to, because they've really tried to poach all the great donors, the great people who are IAM-MARWA friends, to take it to the other side. Some of them have moved, but there is no impact they've created even to their own society, their community, because all of them is to take for themselves. We call them the negative or the primitive accumulations of wealth for themselves, not for other people going forward. Another thing is about the moment he said, IAM-MARWA compound is not in Africa, that's in Nyabohanse. Where is Nyabohanse? Nyabohanse is in Kenya. Where is Kenya? Kenya is in East Africa. Where is East Africa? East Africa is in Africa. Any person visiting any country within Africa, they will tell people, I'm in Africa. The same way, if I decided to visit New York, I will tell people, I'm in the United States. So to be specific, I'm in New York. It's a kind of thing. Now, I want to speak for those who went to school well. For those who are well learned, we call them an erudite. These are the things that GT will say, Zach is talking a lot of vocabulary. These are not vocabularies. The words are so fine that if you well educated to a particular level, so these are normal words. The same way we have basic English, advanced English, and other as you scale up. So these are just normal English that somebody can just speak. So if I don't want to call them learned friends, I just want to call them an erudite. So an erudite fellas, you know, if you ever did mathematics, that is applied mathematics, that is from the college level headed upwards, there is this topic called quantitative methods. The quantitative methods, these are maths that gives you elaboratives, how maths itself could be applied and very important in doing other kind of subjects. There is a unit I really loved because my domain was bachelor in business administration. So I really love quantitative methods because there's a particular kind of a unit. We call them the set theory or theory of sets. The set theories is a study of the introduction of a particular elements or families that really stipulates the congruency of other similar functions, either in applied science, either in humanity, or either in social setup going forward. So what is a set theory? So a set theory introduces you to different sets of things that are similar, different sets of things. In biology, I can say what we learned in Form 3, what we call the dichotomous key. Or in Form 2, the classification of the taxonomic unit on how animals or how human beings are being classified in their own specific taxonomic unit. There's a set theory. I juxtapose the simple question that is being asked by Kunku Fanta, that where is Kenya? Kenya is Africa. So I can say Kenya is a subset of Africa, or Africa is a universal set of all other countries that under it. Or it could be a complement set for those who have the knowledge of mathematics, because if you look at Africa, you'll find Kenya in within. So Kenya is a subset to Africa, because if you look at Africa, you'll find Kenya there. But when you look at Nyaboanze, Nyaboanze is in Kenya. So anywhere in Kenya, you'll get Nyabohanze somewhere. So one is a subset and one is a universal set. And that one, I think, is answering. So quite technical, is answering the questions here. So if you didn't get it, forget about it. Simply means you never did it. Let's proceed. Kunku Fanta is asking the main intention why IAM-MARWA is having the important visitors and guests visiting him. That visiting Africa is not visiting Nyabohanze. What makes you think that any important visitor that's coming from the United States or elsewhere shouldn't come to Nyabohanze or IAM-MARWA compound? IAM-MARWA compound is like any other, like your compound as well. There is something all these visitors saw in IAM-MARWA that they never saw in any other kind of all these African YouTubers that you didn't see them to be on top over there. But they're seeing in IAM-MARWA. And this is now what is bringing the rift and chaos, because they want all the visitors in IAM-MARWA to be taken elsewhere. Now you see they manufacture kind of an anger, and then they want to juxtapose it that IAM-MARWA should not be the one to represent Africa. So that's why any other kind of good things from IAM-MARWA, it's being thwarted. Do you understand what I mean? And that's a fact. So they want to form an analytic propaganda so that all the visitors coming from elsewhere to come to visit IAM-MARWA should never come. But all this kind of a debacle and a stale conversation that are, as is ever been, spread through along this YouTube street, a propaganda to paint IAM-MARWA and his compound to be like one of the PDD, has failed big time. And they are on a trajectory note of doing so because they want to divert all this attention to one particular kind of a YouTuber in Africa, but not only to IAM-MARWA. So this is the fight. So anytime you see IAM-MARWA is telling you, they really want what I have. And with all their numbers of subscription, they cannot still do whatever I've achieved. They cannot still reach me. It's a fact. If somebody could travel from Houston, Texas, to Africa, supposedly the king of travel, to come in Nyabohanze just because of this man, in absence of IAM-MARWA in Argentina, it tells you otherwise. Therefore, the only problem here is the quality hatred towards IAM-MARWA because of what IAM-MARWA have achieved. That compound, you see, they belittle it. No, that is a tree full of fruits, will always attract stones. And that is what is happening in IAM-MARWA. That villa, they are calling villa, or they are calling swamp, it's an eyesore to other people because they cannot believe IAM-MARWA could really thrive that really fast. Something that are really other people have worked tirelessly and have not achieved going forward. So this is the mystery, and this is the debacle that people cannot decipher. They cannot, unless you have your own reasoning. Unless you have your own reasoning elsewhere, you can prove me wrong here. Let me know what you're thinking at the comment section. And keep it so respectful, because this channel is not for the hatred. It's not for unprintables and for insult. And for the majority of people who have been asking me that they get their comments deleted. You're calling that it's being deleted because maybe there was something that was so bad that now YouTube is so strict, they will flag everything. They will delete and they notify me as well. So make it. So this word of like abusing left and right, it also drags channel never to grow up. So until next time, this is Senior Za. What is this?